Welcome, and thanks for taking the time to come and see what I'm up to. 2 months ago, I thought I'd try wool as a mulch around the plants, both here in the polytunnel and outside. And this is the second month update, if you like, just to share my thoughts on it and how I got on with it. I'm filming this bit last after filming the other bits, and basically I'll just summarise it in case you can't be asked to watch the rest of the video. As far as holding the moisture in and reducing the need to water your beds, both inside and out, especially during this hot summer, fantastic. As far as keeping the weeds down, this stuff works brilliantly. Really helps. Well, it prevents weeds growing. Simple as that. Works brilliantly. Another claim it has is that slugs don't like going over the top of it and they won't attack your plants so much. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Initially I thought it was working, but as the weather changed a bit and the slugs were about, the slugs go over this, no issue at all. There's slug trails all over it. So it might help. They may not like it, but if they're hungry, they'll go over it. And the other reason I think it doesn't help with the slugs, and this is the same with any mulch, I feel, that if you put it on thick enough to do the other two things, underneath you're creating the perfect habitat for slugs, moist and dark. So that's it in summary. But I will, if you want to carry on and just see my thoughts on it and how I've used it. So if you want to see how I got on with it, without further ado, we'll go and look at the beds, both here in the tunnel and outside. Okay, so let's start with the tomato bed. And one little bonus I found is by putting the wool down, if any tomatoes drop down, they just sit on the wool and absolutely no issue with them. So that's a bonus if you've got tomatoes that drop down onto the ground. I mean, this is a hell of a, well, I think there's 3 strings here of Shirley. Now, as far as maintaining the water level or maintaining the moisture, there again, it works really well. I mean, I use these deep watering tubes that I make up using a bit of guttering downpipe, and that's what's below this black top here. And if I go in a bit closer, as you can see, that is staying lovely and wet. And because I'm watering directly in through there, that water's going about 10 inches deep. So it's keeping the water down where the roots need it, and it keeps the surrounding area fairly dry. But by having the sheep's wool, I found I had to water less often. Now, as far as slugs is concerned, this is my biggest issue with it. It doesn't stop slugs. It just doesn't. I mean, the ground below here is fairly dry, and what I did find actually is down these deep watering tubes, if you've got a slug around, it'll disappear. How it gets in, I do not know, because the holes around it are only 9mm. It'll find its way into there, and at least you can find them and dig them out, I guess. And I actually made a little tool to get them out, and I'll stick a photo up of that if you like in a minute. But slugs is my only issue with it. Apart from that, reducing time I had to water, no weeds whatsoever, and once you put it down, it's a leave and forget. It worked really well. In fact, I've got all of the beds here covered in wool, and this hot summer it has just worked so well. I'll just pop the other side and just show you around some of the other plants I've got going on in here. Right, so I had it around the bottom of the sweet corn. There again, same thing. Reduce the watering, no weeds, happy days. And I've left the sweet corn stems in because it's supporting me birdhouse gourd. Yeah, shan't be growing that again. It's just bonkers. And also, we've got some loafers. So hopefully they'll ripen up and I'll get some loafers. There again, where I've got the loafer plant and the birdhouse gourd plant, just the wool around it, happy days. Yeah, check out me melon. Didn't manage to grow one last year, but so far we've had 4, and they've just been brilliant. So that's a little Brucey bonus. Same thing around the actual plant itself. Got the wool, reduce the watering, and no weeds. You might see a bit of a theme here. Reduce watering, no weeds, happy days. Me dwarf beans looking fantastic, and down here we've just got I'll do actual video of this just to do an update. I got successional cucumbers, so we've got the original plant there and a new one there, and at the end just some cosmos. And note to self, try and get dwarf cosmos next time for in the tunnel, because this is all taken over. Right, so in the tunnel, fantastic. Definitely be doing it again. Just worked brilliantly. Right, let's pop outside and I'll show you how it got on in the beds outside. Okay, so now we're on the outside beds, and how can I explain it? It worked really well. Around we got beetroot in here. I mean, they're looking nearly big enough to harvest now. They're looking really good. Around the beetroot it worked well. Around the dwarf French beans it worked well. There again, holding the water in, especially this hot summer, it's just been brilliant. And as you can see, there's just no weeds. It's brilliant. But as far as slug or helping with the slug problem, for me, it just doesn't work. I mean, I purposely put it around these sunflowers because, you know, slugs like sunflowers. And in the middle, they are just annihilated, you know, absolutely chewed to bits by slugs. So I'll move you across a minute just to show you the beans and the peas, because it worked pretty well on them as well. But as far as preventing slugs, no, not in my book. But for everything else, it works absolutely brilliantly. I mean, I just, out here, because we're on a windy site, I just held it down with a bit of mesh and some pins. But, and you can see it's starting to just degrade a bit. Now, somebody did ask in one of the last videos, what about the sheep dip they use? And does that get into the wool, and could that be a problem with toxins in the sheep's wool? Honestly, I haven't got a clue. I really haven't. I would imagine that, you know, the modern types of dip for the sheep aren't going to be as bad as the old ones, but I honestly don't know. But as far as the plants are concerned, no issues with it growing. So I haven't had any problems at all with the plants themselves. They're not showing any signs of any problems in that direction. And the dwarf beans, brilliant, brilliant. Soon be harvesting some of these. The ones in the polytunnel already ready to go. So I'll just pop just the next bed. We'll just show you the beans and the peas and what else we got in there. That's just the beans and the peas. Right, let's just pop next door. Right, so it's very similar with the these are cobra beans. As you see, some of them are now starting to get ready to pick. These were a late sowing. I thought I'd just chance my luck, and they're not going to be amazing, but we will get beans. And the same thing, no weeds. And during the summer months when it was really hot, it really helped me reduce the amount of times I had to water. I've also got a late sowing of peas in here. There again, just chance me luck, seeing if we can get anything. I've had to put a bit of mesh over them just because the sparrows, believe it or not, the sparrows went nuts for these. But as far as the wall mulch, kept the weeds down, no weeds at all, and kept the moisture in. There again, see, slug damage on this, and that's an issue I've got with any sort of mulch really. If you're putting it thick enough to be any good, then all you're doing is making a habitat for slugs, because underneath it's wet, dark, just what slugs like. So there we go, just a little 2-month update on the wool, and my thoughts on it really. Yeah, somebody might find it interesting, and there is a complete playlist, like I said, of the wool, where I got it and how I applied it. Right, well there we go, on a slightly windy day, and I've just come out here in between the rain showers just to film this one. Right, that's it. Thanks for watching. As always, cheers and go on.